everybody, it's Diane Demetre here with Power Chat. It's wonderful to have you here this evening. Drop your comments in as we go. I'll answer your questions at the end. For those who are new, it's wonderful having you here. This is our 7th week, and tonight we're going to be doing mindset, momentum, and money. So for those who don't know me, I've been in the game of life for over 6 decades now, and I've been a stress and life skills therapist, a life coach. I've done lots and lots of things. And I spend a lot of time being a mentor in mindset mastery. And so that's what this is all about. I'm doing these live chats each week to give you an insight into how to look at life differently, and in a way to actually give you more hope, optimism, power, and passion for a future that you actually not only desire, but that you deserve. So I know I'm on. I've got a thumbs up from Robin Powers. So thanks, Robin. And Amber's here. Hi, Amber. Great to have you here. As I said, very, very thrilled to have people here and to have new people here, hopefully. You don't have to drop a comment. I have a couple of people who actually listen to me on the way home, like a podcast in their car. So that's all good too. The key here is that we're exchanging energy. I love that. I love the exchange of energy. Hi, Karina. Hi, Rachel. And that energy exchange is what's really important. I had somebody tell me recently that after one of these power chats that she actually felt so good, she got in the shower and started singing. And she hadn't sung in the shower for years because she wasn't a singer. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not here to convince you that what I'm saying is right. I'm here to share the energy and to hopefully lift your spirits and give you a new perspective that you can be more, that you can do more of what matters, and you can have more of what counts. So I've got a few more people here. Sally's here. That's great. So let's get into it. Let's start with a really quick recap. As I said, this is episode 7. So we've already looked at Einstein's statement that everything is energy. And that's it. That's it, folks. We could shut down now, but we won't. We have to match the energy, match the frequency of the reality we want, and we can't help but get that reality. That's so simple. We've looked at the power of decisions. We've looked at our energetic focus and what we're focusing on. We realize that the law of attraction is actually a physical law of the universe. It's not all woo-woo and something out there and everything else. It's a law of the universe. And we are using that law each and every day, whether we're conscious of it or not. And when we master our mindset, that's when things really start to happen. And we also looked at anxiety and how we can overcome anxiety through willingness. And last week we looked at the state of being versus our state of mind. So we've gone through all those things. Hi, Fiona, lovely to have you here. So this week, episode 7, this is the really exciting one, I think. People get all turned on when we start to talk about money, but money is very simple. It's all the same. So we know that our mindset is the roadmap that has got us to where we are in our life right now. That's how we got here, through our mindset. We are where we are because of our mindset. And our mindset is how we perceive ourselves, how we perceive other people and humanity at large, and how we perceive the world and everything that we interact with in the world. So that is our mindset. Now, most people have a mindset that's full of fear. And we actually see more and more of that now. We're in a huge shift of consciousness on the planet, everybody. Please be aware of that. I haven't seen a shift like this since back in the 80s. So, it's like the whole new age is getting a big pump up again. So we are in a huge shift of consciousness, and there are many, many people with a mindset of fear. And then the key is to actually disregard that fear, as I've been talking about, and to actually choose for faith. Faith in the future, faith in ourselves and in everything we want. And I forgot to tell you, if you want to, please click the share button in the screen below and share this on your timeline so other people can benefit. Or conversely, go back afterwards and then share it. Right, let's keep going. So when we begin consciously mastering our mindset, right? So we become conscious that our mindset is our roadmap. We actually know that our thoughts become things Our thoughts are not inert. Our thoughts are energy, and energy has its own vibration, and we have like attracts like, and that's how the law of attraction works, that's how physics works, that's how manifestation works. So when we consciously begin to master our mindset, and we know that our thoughts become things, we actually get out of the passenger seat of our lives and we stop manifesting by default. That's how most people are manifesting. They're manifesting by default. They're sitting in the passenger seat of their life, going along, and things sort of come to them. Many times, not very good things, because they're filled with fear. So what we want to do, if we want money and wealth and health and freedom and all of these things, we have to get out of the passenger seat. We have to stop manifesting by default. And we looked at this when we talked about self-responsibility in one of the earlier episodes. I think it was episode 3, self-responsibility. When we realize that we are self-responsible in our life, we already are, because our life is our life. We've created it that way through our mindset. Once we do that, we get into the driver's seat of our life, okay? We're in the driver's seat and we consciously set the direction for our future. That is liberating. That is really liberating. So we're in the driver's seat, we're ready to go. We engage, we empower, and we energize ourselves. And how do we do that? We do that through our dreams, our vision for the future, our goals, and all the action strategies we put in place to actually consciously set the direction of our future, to consciously master our mindset. We're in the driver's seat. That energy, when we start actually enacting that energy creates enormous passion and motivation within us, and it creates a momentum. And we've all felt that whenever we've actually sat down and done those types of exercises. And we're on our way. Off we go. We're filled with momentum. Now, what I'd like you to do right now is I want you to just stop for a moment, and I want you to use your imagination. And I want you to imagine a magnificent mountain up ahead. Beautiful mountain, whatever sort of mountain you want, but a magnificent mountain. And leading to that mountain is a wonderfully straight, beautifully surfaced superhighway. That's it. A beautiful mountain and a superhighway leading straight to it. No turns, nothing else, just straight there. Okay, that's a superhighway. Now, what I want you to imagine now and to consider is that mountain represents the manifestation of the life you desire most. The manifestation of the life you desire most, the life you've written down in your goals, the vision you have for your life, your ideal world, your ideal day. That's what that mountain represents. So it represents the wealth and the health and the happiness and the freedom and the success and the fulfillment, everything you desire. So what we're going to do is we're going to call that mountain Manifestation Mountain. So I want you to let that sit with you for a minute. Manifestation Mountain sits there in front of you, and that superhighway, so easy to go along, so easy to drive over, no obstacles, flat, beautifully surfaced, is your intention. So that is your intention to get to Manifestation Mountain. Very simple imagery, very powerful imagery. I want you to hold that imagery now all the way through this masterclass, and then when we've finished, I'd like you to draw it. Doesn't matter, you don't have to be a great drawer, but get it down on paper. That is Manifestation Mountain. And you might even want to put all your goals around it. Dot that around the mountain, okay? Manifestation Mountain of everything you want. And the superhighway is your intention to get there, to actually manifest everything that Manifestation Mountain represents to you. So, right, we're all G'd up, we've got the passion going, we start out strong. We've got our destination in sight. Ever been there? Ever done that? You know, you go to various classes and you come out pumped and you go, yeah, it's all going to happen. It's all going to happen. But because of our mindset, what happens is that we make the journey harder than it really is. And we become distracted. Instead of holding our focus on the mountain, we're looking around like this as we're traveling along the mountain, towards the mountain on our superhighway of intention. We become distracted. And then what happens is our energy wanes. And then we become a bit sluggish. And all that momentum that we had sort of dies up a bit. And then all of a sudden we slow down till we just sort of sit there. And we're looking at Manifestation Mountain and we become paralyzed and we procrastinate. And then our ego, the ego, jumps in and we say to ourselves, oh, why can't I achieve my goals? Why aren't I good enough? I'm obviously not smart enough or rich enough or clever enough, or I don't have enough opportunities. And we start. And here we are, Manifestation Mountain in front of us, beautiful superhighway, and we're sitting there scolding, criticizing, and blaming ourselves for our lack of momentum. And what we tend to do is then we start to think, oh, I know what I should do, but I can't be bothered. Or I know what I should have done, and I missed it. And so then it starts. And so every time we use the word should, what happens is that we hit the gravel on the side of the superhighway and we start spinning our wheels. The momentum dies and we make our journey harder. Then what happens is we get scared we'll never get to Manifestation Mountain. Oh, my goals are never going to manifest. I may as well just give up. Now, we talked about this a bit last week. Every time we allow our fearful thoughts to hijack us, we actually veer off the superhighway and take a pit stop. And it's not one of those 7-second pit stops from the Formula One. It's a long pit stop. And the momentum dies and we make our journey harder. Now, then we shift our focus away from the mountain. We pit stopped and we're sitting there, and instead of going, look, I've got to get back on that super highway, we're looking around and we've shifted our focus and we're rubbernecking at everything else that's going on around us. And then all of a sudden what happens is we take a detour and off we go, and the momentum dies and we make our journey harder. Then we go to the next step and we give all of our attention to the detour. And we're going along the detour and we're so enraptured with what appears to be going on around us that we totally get lost. We have lost Manifestation Mountain. We don't know our way back. And of course, the momentum dies and we just make our journey harder. The only way to get to Manifestation Mountain is through your intention, which is the superhighway, and by steady intention and steady attention. That's the key. Steady intention and attention. If you remember from episode 2, we talked about where our focus goes, our energy flows, and results will surely follow. Remember that one more time. Where our focus goes, our energy flows, and results will surely follow. So therefore, we must focus on what we do want and not on the lack or absence of it. I'll repeat that one more time. This is really important to integrate. We must focus on what we do want and not on the lack or absence of it. This is how we attract and manifest. This is how we bring into our lives health, wealth, happiness, success, and freedom. Okay, so now I want you to change Manifestation Mountain to Money Mountain, because a lot of people at the moment are fearful about money and where money's coming from. So hold the imagery, and instead of putting all the goals there that you have, I want you to see the mountain as Money Mountain. There's Money Mountain, and you have a wonderful superhighway that's going to take you there, take you there, take you there. Okay, now I'm going to give you 3 examples of what can happen. First example, here we have a day trader on the stock market. Okay, now the day trader on the stock market, he's doing well and he's really thrilled because he makes $5,000 that day. Wow! But instead of celebrating, he thinks about what he should have done, because all of a sudden he realizes that if he'd held a little longer, he would have made more money. Can you see what's happening here, folks? With this one thought of lack, see, there was the thought of lack. With this one thought of lack, oh, I should have held longer, he spins his wheels on the superhighway to the Money Mountain, and the momentum dies, and he makes his journey harder. Just one thought of lack will do it. Think about it. Then we have the business owner. So there's a lot of business owners going through this at the moment. The business owner whose business has been closed down due to the lockdowns across the world, basically. So here she is, and she shifted her focus away from Money Mountain, which is where all her money with her business was generating for her. She shifted her focus away from Money Mountain, and she's looking at the circumstances and the conditions all around her. And all she can think about is the absence of her business, the absence of the money that she used to make. And because of all of her rubbernecking at what's going on around her, she's taken a detour and she's lost sight of Money Mountain altogether. But can I tell you, it's still there. Money Mountain is still there. It hasn't disappeared, despite what the circumstances and conditions are trying to tell her. It's there because you know why? She called that Money Mountain into being the moment she started her business. She called it into being with her thoughts. This is what my intention is. This is how much money I'm going to make. This is what this business is going to actually return for me. It's there. It's just that she has shifted her focus to what's going on around her, and she's lost sight of the Money Mountain, and she's taken a detour. And the last example I want to give you is the employee, lots of these at the moment, who's lost his job during the pandemic. He's been stood down and now he's been terminated. And he's relied on his wages to pay his mortgage, his superannuation, his living expenses, and maybe just a little bit on the side for some savings. His fearful thoughts of the future, that he's never going to find a job, the unemployment's really going to be high, what am I going to do, have hijacked him so much that he's paralyzed and unresponsive. He's totally at a loss, and he's been pit-stopped for months. And his fearful thoughts have hijacked him. The momentum has died, and he's making his journey harder by the moment. So what does all this mean? You say, okay, we've got mountains, we've got superhighways, we've got manifestation mountains, we've got a money mountain. Yeah, I'm getting the hang of it, but what does it all mean? What it means is this, and this is what the big takeaway is that the superhighway to your manifestation mountain, whether it be a money mountain, a relationship mountain, a health mountain, a happiness mountain, It doesn't matter what term you put on it. It doesn't matter what your biggest goal is. That's not the point here. The point here is that the superhighway to the manifestation mountain that you choose is the one of least resistance. It's the one of least resistance. And that's the one we must choose moment by moment by moment. Because the moment we think of lack or absence of what we want, we set up resistance. And this is so important to understand. We are doing it to ourselves. No one else is doing it to us. You see, no one else is doing it to us. We block the momentum that we set in place at the beginning. Like the day trader, made money that day. But what does he do? He blocks it. He blocks the momentum by going, oh, well, if I hung on to it a bit longer, I would have made more. No, it's about celebrating. Look what I have done today. I made this much today. Who cares if I held it another 10 minutes longer and made another 10 grand? Who cares? What we're after, ladies and gentlemen, is the path of least resistance to the manifestation mountain, whether it be money or relationships. You're looking for the perfect relationships. Oh, well, I met him, but, oh, he was really nice, but. Instead of going, oh, I met him and he had all these qualities. Now I'd like somebody who's got those plus these. See, that keeps the momentum going. We have to keep the momentum going. We are our own worst enemy because we keep setting up resistances and blocks to our momentum. So, therefore, what we need to understand is that every moment, all the time, we must entertain no distractions, none whatsoever, no matter how small. We must have no contradictory thoughts. And they're so subtle and they're so seductive that they creep in when we least expect them. They just creep in there. And that's what we have to be aware of. Well, where did that come from? No, I'm celebrating my win today. Oh, I've lost my job. What am I going to do? No, pivot, plan, prepare. Keep your eyes focused on Manifestation Mountain or New Job Mountain or Money Mountain or Health Mountain. I'm not well. Oh God, I'm not well. I've got coronavirus. No. Use some common sense and keep your eyes on the mountain. Health Mountain. Superhighway, the path of least resistance. You see, what we need to understand is that consider just for a moment, where have your dreams and your vision and your goals and your longings and your talents come from? Where did they all come from? They came from within. They've all bubbled up from within us all the time. They've come from what I class, which you know by now, our being as a verb, that energetic presence of us that is unencumbered by ego. Those dreams and goals and longings and desires of who we want to be and what we want to do and what we want to have, they're genuine. They're genuine and they've come from deep within our soul. And since they've come from there, our being knows the path of least resistance so we can manifest them. And this is what we need to really integrate and consider. And we need to get in that driver's seat and we need to go, I am consciously manifesting my life. There is my mountain, whatever I'm naming it. And I am going to stay on the path of least resistance. I am not going to spin my wheels. I am not going to have a pit stop. I'm not going to rubberneck the accident on the side of the road and what everybody else is doing and take a detour. And I'm not going to become so involved in the detour that I lose sight of my destination. Why? Because I am worth Manifestation Mountain. I am worth being happy, being rich, being healthy, being successful, being fulfilled. Why? Because all of those desires come from within me, therefore they are real. And this is what I'd love you to consider this week. As I've always said, we are more powerful than we give ourselves credit for. We keep resisting everything. We keep tripping ourselves up. It's nearly like we put tripwires across our super pathway, our super highway, and we trip ourselves up. And it's not just once in a while, we do it day after day after day, moment after moment after moment, in the littlest things. So I want you to consider when you jump off tonight is sit down, give yourself 10 minutes and draw up your mountain. What is it? Is it going to be Money Mountain, Health Mountain, Freedom Mountain, Wealth Mountain, Relationship Mountain, Love Mountain? Whatever it is. And by the way, you can have a whole range of mountains. You just don't have to pick one. You can have ranges, love, health, and that's what we're after, isn't it? That's what we all want, is to have it all. And you know what? There is nothing wrong with that. We must never feel guilty for wanting to have it all. Why? Because it's a natural state of being. It's a longing that comes from us. Because that's what we're here for. In this human experience, we are here to experience it all. If only we were taught that at school. If only we were taught that at school. So that's what I'd like you to consider when you hop off tonight, is to draw up your mountain and to actually look at the path of least resistance and make a promise to yourself. Be conscious. Every moment from now on, I will not be distracted. I will not have contradictory thoughts. I know that I will stay on the path of least resistance because I am that powerful. That's how powerful I am. And the more we do that, and the more we pull ourselves up and go, whoa, 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 nearly tripped on that tripwire. Not going there. No, not doing that. And the more we celebrate, the faster we get to Manifestation Mountain. But can I let you in on a little secret? We don't actually get there. We attract the mountain to come to us. And once we start living from that space, from that mindset, that's when we know we've mastered our mindset. Because our momentum has elevated our energy to such an extent that, in fact, the mountain moves for us. And that's how it works, except you need to do it yourself. You need to test it. You need to experiment with what I'm saying. But stay the course. Don't give up. Stay the course. And you will feel much stronger and more empowered and courageous. And things will start to come in. Don't miss the opportunities. They will come up. And you'll see things and you'll go, oh. And you must stop when that happens. That omen's telling you something. I had that the other day when I had this course, this masterclass was running through my head, and etc., etc. I had a phone call from somebody I hadn't spoken to for a while. And as we were talking, it was very obvious that she was my sign, that yes, this is the class for tonight. And so once you start working this way and you start working in the energy and you've got your mountains and you've got your intention set, you become more conscious of driving all the time rather than sitting there looking around going, oh, my life sucks. No, it doesn't. Your mindset sucks. Sorry. So shift your mindset, shift your life. Right, I've got a couple of people here. Sally said, I definitely had this mindset when I decided to become a nurse in middle age. I was on the highway, no stop signs, no distractions, focused straight ahead until I got to Nurse Mountain. You know exactly the feeling. That's excellent, and that's what it takes. And that's very true. No distractions, no stop signs. Don't listen to the yammer that there'll be people around you going, oh, look over here, look over here, look over here. Oh, come with me, I've got a lovely detour. No, they don't. Path of least resistance, everybody. Path of least resistance. It's okay to say no. You know who you are. You know your superhighway. You know how it works. Keep that in mind. Okay, Amber. Love the path of least resistance. Easy to forget sometimes how easy it should be. Absolutely. As I said a few episodes ago, one of the affirmations I use is, life is always easy for me. Life always works out for me. That's the first two thoughts I put in my mind every morning when I wake up. Before I do my gratitude, I go, life is always easy for me. Life always works out for me. It's a wonderful premise to start the day. And life is meant to be easy. We just make it hard because we have contradictory thoughts and we get distracted and we put resistance in place and then we put our blocks up. No. Be careful, everybody. Be careful. Be conscious. Be conscious. Be careful. Very important. There may be some casualties along the way, says Sally. Yes, there may be. And of course, we will. You know, we're having a human experience. We're going to veer off and we're going to go down a side street when we shouldn't. We're going to be on a detour and we're going to have fearful thoughts hijacking us. But at the end of the day, we know. You know now, you're not ignorant any longer. Do you know how important that is? Because once the doorway to wisdom and to universal truth has been opened, you can't go back, because there'll be a voice in your head now saying at some time, hey, you're off the path of least resistance. That's what's going to happen. Don't ignore it. That's your being saying, you've heard this, you know this, I've been telling you this for a long time, but that woman from wherever she was used that phrase. Hold on to that. My superhighway of intention to Manifestation Mountain, and my being knows the path of least resistance. All I have to do is stay on it. You don't even have to make the path, right? Don't think you have to make the path, because as soon as you think you've got to build your own superhighway, you're caught. There's all the work and the effort, and oh God, I'm never going to do this. No, it's already laid out for us. It's already there. All we have to do, get in the driver's seat, stay conscious, keep our eyes on that mountain, and drive along and keep the momentum going. That's all that's required of us. Keep our energy up like fuel in the tank and just keep going. Isn't that exciting? I find that so exciting. And what it does is it elevates energy, it elevates resonance, and that, ladies and gentlemen, that vibration is what brings the mountain in. Somebody else, thanks Diane, extremely helpful. I will start tonight by staying focused and becoming aware of any distractions. Absolutely, and there's lots out there at the moment. Lots. Turn them off, don't look at them, don't talk about them. Don't tweet about them, don't text about them. Go, no, not for me. I'm focused on Money Mountain, Manifestation Mountain, Relationship Mountain, Health Mountain, whatever it is. You pick, or on the whole ranges of manifestation mountains. Whatever it is, stay the course, stay the course, stay the course. It's a bit like, oh, do you remember that movie, Field of Dreams? That was one of the lines, one of the really powerful lines that he heard in Field of Dreams. If you haven't watched the movie, grab it tonight. Best movie in the world to watch after this particular live. Field of Dreams, Kevin Costner, one of my all-time favorites. Stay the course. If you can do it tonight, watch it. And that will help you stay in this energy. It will give you real focus and intention. And Sally said she can see her new mountain now. Love it. We must always have mountains. Path of least resistance, everybody. So with that, I'm going to build it and they will come. That's it, Kimya. Build it and they will come. Field of Dreams. So with that, everybody, I'm going to say thank you very much for joining me. I hope you found this beneficial. Please, if you'd like to know more, there are links below the video. There's a link that says Learn More, which will take you to my website where you can find out some backstory and learn more about me. There's a link that says Read More. That will take you directly to the Amazon link for wherever you are in the world for my book Master Mindset, which is 21 transformative ways to master your life during this uncertain time. I wrote this particularly for this time, and it gives my interpretation of what coronavirus is, as well as 21 exercises you can do to actually help you build a better framework and develop more coping skills during this time. And then there's also another link that says Get More, which means you can actually get my free Mindset Mastery assessment. So if you've enjoyed tonight, if you've found it beneficial, please share this video with your friends on your timeline, and please let them know that this is happening each week. And when you see me post the Power Chat post in Master Mindset Facebook page, please share it so that people know, so that we can get more people, because at this point on the planet, we need to elevate the consciousness. We need to resonate together more so that we can actually shift that fearful perspective that is out there. We must stand, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not talking about standing and fighting. I'm talking about standing in truth and in love and in personal power and saying this is who we are and this is what our future is going to be. That's my mountain, and I am intending to get there. And no matter what's going on, I will not be denied. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me. Please, let's raise each other up. Let's live lives that matter. And I will see you next week. Thank you very much. And until then, have fun, enjoy.